Hi YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play The Sims 3. So as you can see from the last episode, Felicia finally got a little bit of success with Isaac Luck. They actually did spend the night together and sleep, but that's pretty much all they did. There was no woohooing or anything else fun like that going on. But, she was invited to his party, and they got along really well, and she was able to get invited to stay over, and he allowed her to sleep in his bed, so I think that's progress. However, we'll see how much more progress she may or may not make with Isaac throughout the rest of this episode. So here you can see that she wanted to try and, or I tried to get her to continue the romance, but he just really needed to use the bathroom. So the one downside to when they're not a member of your family yet, you can't see their status or anything. And here we have Chad, who she had tried to hook up with before, and who rejected her a couple of times, and now he's trying to chat her up again, right in front of her brother. Or, sorry, right in front of his brother, I should say. So, I think that's interesting. And Felicia's definitely on Isaac's mind. But, unfortunately, Chad doesn't get much of a chance because Felicia has to go to work in this horribly hideous outfit. From what I've been reading, what actresses wear once they're at her level, would be whatever costume they're wearing for whatever they're filming at the time. So this happens to be for, she's filming something, but I don't know, I think it's hideous. Anyway, after she went off to work, I decided that, now that I've got seasons installed, she needs to have some outerwear. I hadn't planned any outerwear for her, and I didn't like the default outerwear that she came with, so I came in here and I decided to kind of play around with some clothing options. Right now I'm kind of looking at some outerwear for the fall, so that if it gets a little nippy outside, she's not wearing her shorts and typical other outfit that she was normally wearing. Since even though the area we're living in looks a little kind of like California, it's got palm trees and everything, since we have seasons now, I'm guessing there's going to be snow in the future. At the very least, we're going to prepare for it. So here I'm just kind of playing around with a couple of things and taking off a couple of things here. I'm not quite sure what those are, so I was just kind of clicking around on those. And I was just kind of like looking at a couple of decorations, and she somehow has white gloves on here. I'm like, okay, I don't like the white gloves. Let's get rid of those. And I was also looking at some of these other things on the decorations on the neck, and I didn't quite understand what those were, so anyway, there we go. Got rid of the gloves, and now we're going to add the outerwear number 2, which will be the winter outfit, and just kind of clicking around and figuring out, okay, what would be good for winter. And I think this looks pretty good, to be perfectly honest with you. Nice warm puffy coat. Alright, so there we go. She now has outerwear for when the weather gets chilly outside. Alright, so now that she's back at home and she's figured out her clothing, she's decided to see if Isaac wouldn't mind coming over. And looks like he's actually interested in coming over, which is kind of cool. First time he has actually accepted an invitation of hers, and you can see she's pretty excited about that. There. Had her put her new outerwear on. And I figured I'd bring her downstairs so she can greet her guest. And then I remembered, oh yeah, that's right, the front door is now at the security gate instead of at the one side door of the house. So here he comes. And you'll notice he's walking a little differently. And when we get a chance to zoom in, we will see that he's actually a werewolf. Even though it's not a full moon yet, so I'm interesting to see that he's actually in werewolf guise already, even though it's not a full moon. But you'll notice he's got some serious sideburns going on, some serious hairy arms, and that kind of creepy werewolf walk going on. So, he may be in the music industry and he may be rich, but he's also a werewolf. So this could get very interesting very quickly. So she invited him over. They were just kind of hanging out, and she made a romantic gesture, and boom, they're on a date. Just like instant date right here. And they're holding hands, and things are looking pretty positive, but then all of a sudden, even though they are acting like they still like each other, the thing says that he was very unhappy with things, and all of a sudden the romantic stuff goes away, and he just kind of stalks off. And I don't quite understand what's going on here. I guess there was a glitch in the game or something. I honestly don't know what happened there, but the date ended rather abruptly. So have a little prelude here, or a little interlude, I mean, with the puppy dogs. These two have gotten very close together. And as you can see here, Cash has grown up. Unfortunately, the sequence of him growing up didn't happen in a very opportune moment, and so I didn't quite capture it. So unfortunately, you didn't get to see him grow up. But you can see that he and Fifi are kind of hanging out together, and they're going into this doghouse that I kind of bought for them. And well, if you can't tell, well, let's just say dogs will be dogs, and they're having a little doggy woohoo right there. And who knows, if we're lucky, we might get some puppies. Would be kind of fun to have some puppies in the house, since all the dogs are grown up now. And here poor Cash is like exhausted. He and Fifi must have been up all night. Anyway, so now it's the next day actually, and I've had Felicia go and ask Chad out again. Sorry, not Chad, Isaac. And he seems to like going out to the festivals. So I thought, yeah, let's see if he'll come with her to the fall festival. So since they actually met at the summer festival, so it's almost like their thing is to hang out at the festivals. And who knows, if things go well, maybe I'll even have them get married at one of the festivals. Who knows? That's still a ways down the line yet. We're not quite there yet. But off to the festival grounds we go, in our nice new fall duds. She doesn't live too far away from there, so like just zoom practically around the corner. Let's see if Isaac is still a werewolf or not. It's a completely new moon now, so he shouldn't be. Ah, there he is. Nope, he looks normal again. Or maybe he's just a werewolf at night. I don't know. I haven't played Supernatural very much, and I haven't really played with the various creatures in Supernatural. So if I'm saying stuff here that people are like, oh, come on, Gabby, you're so stupid. Well, it's only because I really haven't played with the various critters in Supernatural. But if he joins our household, I'm sure I'll learn all about werewolves. So here they look like they're getting along just well, talking about celebrity status and such. And then I decided to kind of get her into some romantic interactions just because, and boom, it just instantly turns into a date again, which I think is kind of cool. I have tried to have her ask him out on an actual date instead of just inviting out, but it kept saying that I didn't know any sim well enough, even though they were like good friends, to ask out on a date. But apparently they needed to have romantic interest first or something like that. So this is what I'm trying to build to now, is building up some romantic interest between the two of them. And things seem to be going well. Ooh, let's see. Shall they have their first kiss? There she goes. And he liked the kiss, so far that's going pretty well. And then all of a sudden at one point he just walks off and decides he wants to go play chess, which I thought was kind of odd. And I've kind of cut out most of that sequence because I had them playing chess for a while. And then I was like, okay, this is getting a little boring, so let's do something else. And so the next interaction I've got her doing is inviting him over to her place. See if we can't get something going on here with these two. She's not getting any younger, and I'd like her to kind of have a serious romantic relationship before she ages, which is still a few days away, but I just want to make sure she's still a young adult, and before she ages into a full adult, I'd like her to have a serious relationship so that we can kind of further things along. I mean, she's getting pretty high up in her career level now. She's level 7. And so she might hit level 10 either just before or during the early part of her adulthood after she ages up from young adult. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so far things are going pretty well with the two of them. Constantly having to keep working back up to the irresistible feeling irresistible so that we can kind of get some serious stuff going on here. There's also a lot more romantic interactions once they get to the irresistible level, so yep, there we go. So we can now make out, or no, kiss again, sorry. There's just so many more options now. So, more kissing. Alright, finally we got the irresistible. Gonna keep building that up a little bit. Have a little make-out session. And then the first thing I have her do is ask him if he wants to go steady. You know, because she's just not that kind of gal to woohoo with just about any old guy. So now that he's agreed to be her boyfriend, now they're gonna go and woohoo. I know, I'm so old-fashioned. I need to have a serious commitment before I do anything. But not too serious. And we're not going to do any, trying for babies and that kind of stuff just yet either. We need to get her career all the way up to level 10 and have her entire lifetime achievement achieved first before we kind of go into that route. If things keep going well on this game and people remain interested, I may make this a multi-generational game too. Right now we're following her, but if things continue progressing, I'll have them have one child, and we'll follow the adventures of that child after these two. If these two get married, once they get old and pass away, and just kind of go a couple of generations in. We'll see how far I end up taking this particular Sims 3 series, but I'm having fun with it so far, so I hope everyone who's watching it is having fun. So anyway, we just saw them have their first woohoo. So they are definitely on the road to a serious relationship here. I mean, they're definitely boyfriend and girlfriend now, so I think that's a good thing. However, I think we're pretty much getting to the conclusion of this particular episode, and I would like to thank everyone for joining me. If you have been enjoying the series, please like and subscribe to my videos. I would appreciate that. And until next week, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.